Alright, Shalom. First of all, I was going to say, Kalam Leo, Bashima Shaba Shima Kakodash. That one is the Elders and Apostles of Great Millstone at GMS. I do won't teach well. Today we're going to be going through Daniel 7th chapter once again. Just to kind of go over it. So in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, the dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told us some of the matters. He saw Belshazzar was still around, son of grandson of Nebuchadnezzar. Alright, obviously after the southern kingdom was dragged away to Babylon, Jehoiakim and Jehoiakim and all that, stuff like that. Daniel spake and said, I saw my vision by night and saw the four winds of the great heavens spread upon the great sea. Great sea, Mediterranean. Four great beasts came from the sea to verse one another. Right, in the Mediterranean, so all these different beasts is kind of like the area where they, are all coming from, which is, to the west of Israel, essentially. Four great beasts, four kingdoms will rise up, and be brought down, to be great power, wickedness, diverse from one another. Right? The four kings rule differently, but having the same gods. Right? Which all comes back from the Kemetic mystery school system, which, reality, these gods they worship are demons. Scriptures talk about that. They were, people in the desert worshiping devils. And that's true. That's what the people do worship. They can summon demons and speak with them and things like that, but at the end of the day, it's the same demons they're worshiping. That's all they're doing is worshiping demons. Alright. The four great beasts came up, one from the sea, the rest one from another. First like a lion had eagle's wings, fell to the wings thereof were plucked. Those of the from the earth was made to stand upon the feet as a man, and man's heart was given unto it. Right? Syrian, Babylonians, right? It's the lion. It's Babylon, and the eagle's wings are Syria. Syria once owned Babylon. Neo-Syrian Empire. Right? Right, and then it said Lamassu, right? When the wings are overfluxed, represents the Babylon, It represents the Babylonian Empire who took over the Battle of Nineveh, right? We know about, the time of the Syrians. That's when the Northern Kingdom was taken out. Sargon the second, and Shalmaneser the fifth first, and Sargon the second. His successor took over. I think that was his son, if I'm correct. Or it may have been his brother, but I think it was his son. But Sargon II continued the siege and dragged, the Northern Kingdom out of Samaria, to other regions, and brought them, further up north around that, whole area, Tigris and Euphrates. You read about that in 2 Kings 17th chapter, and read 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter, kind of a little bit towards the middle. Another beast, second like a tall bear, raised itself up one side, three ribs in the mouth of it, with the teeth of it, they sun to it, and rise to devour much flesh. It's the Persian Media Empire, right? Three ribs represents the areas they conquered, right? What's it, Babylon? Babylon, Egypt, and Lydia. That was kind of like the main conquest that they did. Big victories here, And of course, later on down the line, Greece and things like that. But these are the things that are being focused on in this particular verse, right? And devoured much flesh because it became vast. They had the 127 provinces in the time of Xerxes, as you read about in Esther 1. But lo, like a leopard, right? you read stuff up on one side because the Persian Medians were actually the Medes actually ruled the Persians at first because when Babylon took over, they gave the Medes took over Persia essentially, but then Cyrus led a revolt against the Medes. Spelled law, like a leopard which had the back of it. For wings that fell, and the beast had the Sephardics, and the kingdom was given unto it. Right, leopard is, the Greek Empire, Edomite Greek Empire. Right, and the four generals are Cassander, who's in Greece, which it's deeper than all this. He had many generals, many leaders. I think he had a group of men called the Companions or whatever, and he had like Antigonus and other guys, and these, lands and things, they changed hands with other people over time and whatever, wars. It's a lot of information. Ptolemy was in Egypt, right? Lysimachus, Asia Minor, Seleucus, Syria to Persia, right? So they made visions of fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, one strong, seemingly a great and teeth, devour and break in pieces, and steal the residue with the feet of it. There's the first small the beast that before it, and it had 10 horns, right? It's the Roman Empire. Right, and iron teeth is a phalanx. Right, military might. So the residue is referring to all the countries, surrounding Rome that Rome taxed, of course, all the sieges and, military victories. That's what Rome depended on, to constantly be able to, uphold its growing population, had to constantly engage in more and more battles and engage in more and more taxes. And, it's the same way America is. Revelation 17 is a beast that was, but it's not, but yet is. It's the same spirit and same energy, same people, the same Edomites. It's the same shit, coming back again. America nowadays is dying. Before, they were that nation just stomping their feet all over the place. Started out there in Asia, Philippines, Vietnam, Korea. Well, Korea, they just fucked up and just fucking left. Now that area is fucking split in half and never is gonna. Well, they'll be set in order once we put them in order, but, so long as they run shit, as long as Esau Edom runs this world, it's not gonna be running right over there. So it's the verse because they have king with Caesars. They had Semen house, right? Caesar, which I think it was either Augustus who set the precedent for Caesars, not really listen to the Senate like that, for the Senate to basically be, like fucking window dressing essentially, to not really have power, but just kind of be there for tradition. I believe it was him, but in time with the Caesars, which you gotta read 2nd Esdras 11, 2nd Esdras 12. Man, some of these senators, man, when you really go into it, they will be fucking turning their back on the Caesars, man, and be making all kinds of intrigue, right? So you had same guideline, right? They had governmental powers and 4 people's assemblies, right? And you had these different commissions and things like that. We have when it comes to the city, like NYC, you have different committees and whatever. Which is obviously we get commission, right? You have different committees and whatever that run different things. And that's how city legislation is passed. But it's pretty much kind of the same in certain regards. Like the Senate, they do have different councils and shit, and different groups and whatever. So it's pretty similar. I consider the horns built. I give another them a little horn. They were first the first horns. Consider the horns of behold, they're about It was considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there was the three of the first horns put up by the roots, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and mouth speaking great things. This little horn is America, right? And Daniel 8's talking about Antiochus, right? Because, I think it's Daniel 8 talks about he was broken without hands. Antiochus, I think he just fucking fell off his horse or some shit. I think he had just got sick and died. Lord just killed him, The first horns with the weather roots, French, British, and the Spanish. Yeah, portions of America, right? And, you had the French Indian War, American Independence War, so the British got out. And the Spanish American War, which is later on, and that's how America established itself. It's verse 19. They know the truth of the fourth beast, which is doubtful from all the other verse, seen Dutchful, whose teeth was iron, his nails of brass, which devour and break in pieces, and stand at the residue with his feet. Right? Starts in Jerome, but they make you NATO and the U, right? At 10 horns over his head. And those came up before him, he fell, even that one had eyes, and the mouth to speak very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows, right? He fell. First using the Spanish, right? And then, America, you might say they're better than everyone else, right? And, it's kind of funny now I think about it. When people talk about, white privilege, right, which is not white privilege, it's Edomite privilege, you might think that they run everything, and you gotta look at the scriptures, which people don't do, because they don't care about scriptures besides us, people aren't getting into scriptures like that. Was Ezekiel 21 talks about the king of Tyrus. This is I'm a god, it's in the seat of God, and things like that. Who shall bring me down to the ground? I think that might be in Obadiah. There's a lot about his mindset, about Esau Edom's mindset. He really thinks that he's a god. Even low-level Edomites, when they talk, they're like, oh, you're the one in control of your own past, of your own path. You're in control of your own destiny. You have to grab your hands and control your own destiny. And it's like, number one, you've never worked for anything in your life. Number two, there's no such thing as free will. So get over it, Until the age of days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And time came, the saints possessed the kingdom. Saints be his holy people. Was it Psalm 149:1? Ancient days is Yahweh, right? He's coming, right? To Yahushua, right? He's gonna send Yahushua. He's gonna get his vengeance through Yahushua, right? Of course, he takes the credit for everything. Even what we do, we give the Most High Yahweh, all the credit. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, all the credit. This is nothing that we do. It's nothing of us. We'll get rewarded for this. Lord willing, about that number. There's a reward for this, but it's not of ourselves. These are the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, shall be diverse from all the kingdoms. Still the whole earth shall tread down and break in pieces, right? No other nation was like Rome until, Rome came down. There's a long history, about Rome, like pre-Caesars. You had like consuls and things like that. Then when Esau came in to see Julius Caesar, then you get Caesars. But they didn't have a king back then. You just had consuls. It was based off of bloodlines and things like that. So Esau kind of took it, inserted himself into it, and then made his bloodline be the one that controls everything, right? Which Esau does with these companies. He'll go get control of it, and he'll just pass it down to his friends, and his friends are his son, or so on and so forth, or his family members. And they'll just constantly keep going like that, over and over and over again. That's how they work. Right? They'll worm their way into your company and fucking take it over. And 10 horns of his kingdom, or 10 kings shall rise, and shall be rise of them, and shall be diverse from the first. She shall do 3 kings. Same French, English, Spanish, right? These figure was resident of the Most High should wear at the saints of the Most High, and to change his laws, times and laws, and they should be given to his hand till time and time, dividing in times. Right, same 350-year time period, right? Time, dividing time, right? Great words. Can I click great words? Alright, affairs. Say, speaking, performing. Doing things. That's what they're doing here in the society, Time and time again, you're hearing guys like Noel Harari. I don't know what nation. I know he's a Melkite. I don't know if he's exactly like from Israel or if he was born in America or whatever. I doubt he was born in America. The accent is too fucking thick. But people like him are all over the place. When I was in school, I gotta stop saying when I was in school, because you don't know. You don't know. I have to tell you. If you knew already, then I wouldn't have to say anything. Like, duh. So, let me stop. So, in school, I dealt with a lot of things like that, which just kind of, like, when I learned the truth, like, I learned how worthless it is, just lost all value to me. Just fucking hearing these people fucking talk and yapping, yippity, yap, and then talking. I had to take some classes that were like archaeology and whatever, and have to hear this bullshit. The Earth was millions of years old, and you have these super ancient civilizations, and they were around for millions of years. It's like millions of years, thousands of years, hundreds and thousands of years. Like, there's no way you actually believe all that. Like, hundreds and thousands of years. Like, are you serious? They were around hundreds and thousands of years, and they should have flying cars by now, man. Like, if they were really around that long. Because, I mean, with a short amount of development just came out of nowhere, then how do you explain all that? You tell me it took hundreds and thousands of years for guys to create a wheel, like, or to create like a fucking box. Like, no, the Earth is younger, and the developments just came over time, right? Come on, hundreds of thousands of years, people living in huts for hundreds and thousands of years. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, no. No, dude. I mean, it's some people's ways and their way of life, but I mean, over time, people do advance, and then you may move from huts, and then you make concrete houses and whatever. So, come on, but the judgment shall sit; they shall take away the dominion. Judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and destroy to the end. So sit, dwell, be seated, So judgment shall be dwelled, There you go, y'all should destroy world governments, right? Through Yahushua, the angels, his men, right? Taking vengeance on this place, But at the end of the day, the Lord Yahweh takes the credit, as he takes the credit for creation. He takes credit for all things, because he's the Ancient of Days, and he's, the Father. The Father of Spirits, the Father of Lights. He takes credit for everything. So whatever we do, we always give credit to the Most High, Yahweh. Right? Yeah. And the kingdom of the man, the greatest of the kingdom of the whole heaven, shall be given to the people, the saints of the Most High. His kingdom is everlasting kingdom, and all the men shall serve and obey him. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my conversation must trouble me, my countenance changed in me. But I get the bad out of my heart. Absolutely. These are things that happen, constantly happen to Daniel as you read. He was so much in the spirit, having these visions, these spiritual experiences that you're just like, whoa, I need to calm down for a second. I need to, like, wow, I mean, it was like that for all of us. Like, you hear this information, it was like a shock, right? Like, very few of us grew up in this truth. So, like, when we heard this information for the first time, it was like, whoa. Like, I've had times where I've just was like, start my day just thinking about that. Like, what if those guys are right? Like, whoa, is that really true? Like, I'm even, like, on a small level, right? Of course, I'm no Daniel, right? But on a small level, like, even like listening to like a brother and he breaks down something that I never heard before, or adds a, like, shines a light on something that I never heard. They're just like, whoa. Or what do you read to do with Slakia? That was rude. Forgive me. When you read like a new book, right? It's like you enter a new world, and it's like then you get to like listen to a brother break it all down for you. And it's like, whoa, I didn't even know that's what that meant. I thought that was literal. And it's like, no, it's a double meaning. I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's like, whoa, I didn't even think about it like that, you know. But Lord willing, you brothers are edified. And I'm shutting off. Shalom.